religious bullshit, you can watch it where it's called stagnation. You can look at the Hollywood actors like guild strike they had, where they were like, people, they're not gonna want to go like watch a movie or some shit or a production if they know that it's artificially generated. Same shit, right? Like the idea, maybe, with the music industry, perhaps, where they're like, oh, this is artificially generated track. Well, who's gonna wanna listen to that shit? Who's gonna wanna go buy concert tickets? Who's like, I wanna buy their merchandise, or I wanna get this shit signed by them? They're like, yeah, the toaster signed this. Said, no, honey, you just go up there and, you put your merchandise in the garbage disposal and turn it on, and it signed it for you, basically. Right? Put your paper that you want your favorite AI artist to sign in the paper shredder, and it's like the same fucking shit. Basically. Said, no, we have a paper shredder at home, honey. You want to hear some music? When I was a kid, we used to listen to the copy machine. You said AI music? When I was a kid, we had some stuff called dial-up internet. Not that people don't still have it. We would listen to the dial-up all day, trying to search for shit on the internet. Whatever the fuck, however that shit goes. That might be the first AI generated music. Dial-up internet. Mind you, this is in our lifetime, okay? Like, look, they don't even sell albums no more, They don't buy music. They stream the shit. It's a terrible time to be an artist, to even attempt. Like, how many streams did you get? How many fucking records did you sell? How many MP3s did you sell, Did you sell an album? You didn't sell anything. They just streamed it. That's pretty pathetic, right? Like, goddamn. Holy shit. Did they like it at least illegally download like an MP3 version? They're like, nah, nigga, they streamed this shit. Nigga, I done had this fucking scrotum stretching shit on for almost 24 hours. It'll be 24 hours at 8 o'clock. I guess it's 8 o'clock now. I've been wearing this shit for 24 hours. I am in excruciating pain. Really fucking hurts. Extra uncomfortable. Yeah, like the tech sector essentially like doomed theirself. That's about it. You didn't have to think about this shit too long to see that the artificial shit was going backfire. Like immediately. even though they're going to keep trying to push it and it ain't selling. Let's be real about it. They're like, why should we buy one when it's free on the internet in the first place? Why would you want to buy some AI shit when you could get free AI shit on the internet? Like everything else. That's the obvious one right there. They're like, why should I buy your iPhone with AI when I can jailbreak it and get it installed my goddamn self? Because plenty of people do that shit. The AI jailbroke version of Apple OS. Yeah, exactly. Who could forget the jailbreaks? Well, the jailbreak is it's a legitimate thing. If you don't know, they even teach you about it in the cybersecurity courses. It's a very relevant thing. Why you want me to go back? Excuse me. Here's the thing with the tech sector. They don't think long term, cause not really. They can't, cause they're not having kids. That's the short version. Them niggas ain't having no motherfucking kids. Yep, Chief Market Strategist AI. There you go. Crossmark Global Investments Chief Market Strategist AI. Just add AI. There goes your job. That's exactly how it works. That's the point of the shit, to replace you. Yeah. Old Mark Zuckerberg. Gotta copy everything from video games. I was just talking about music artists, yeah, cause this social media shit got popping off with MySpace, which is for musicians. That's the purpose of MySpace. I have a MySpace cause I produce music. That's it. Look, Microsoft is I think they're about to end service support for Windows 10. God damn, that was fucking quick. When I got into this tech shit, when I got into the cybersecurity field, totally different. Windows 10 was on the trial version. That's how quick the shit went out. I was installing Windows 10 on old hardware, the trial version, dual booting and shit into Windows 7, Windows 8, and Windows 10. Did you know you can do that? You can have more than one OS on one computer. Not that that's a fantastic idea, but you can totally do that. You can install Windows 7. You could go back as far as Windows XP. That's one of the things I don't understand. Apparently, the Pentagon is the United States Navy stuck on Windows XP or some shit, man. Y'all did tell them that you can dual boot, right? They're You can have more than one OS. You can have like fucking like I don't know, like High Sierra and or I don't know, Mojave. I don't know what Apple's doing. I have no idea what firmware them niggas on now. Yeah, theoretically, you could have like every Windows system on one computer. You could have pretty much all their OSs on the shit. XP, Vista, 2000, 2004, Windows 7, Windows 8, Windows 10. You could have all of them on the same computer. Not with a VM either. You don't need a VM to do that. Now, why would you do that? I don't fucking know. I have no idea why you would go about doing that. Apparently, there's Windows 11. I don't use that shit. Anyway, they're like the support for Windows 10 if it hasn't already expired. Shit's out the door. Well, I guess everybody realized on Monday that you know, this tech shit, it's plateaued, cause you can't go anywhere but down. It's just straight down. Artificial intelligence shit is like, it's like fucking printing off more dollar bills, cause it's causing inflation. There's no real growth opportunity. Look at Bitcoin, cause when Bitcoin hit 100,000, that was that, like, you know, that was the bell ringing right there. The match is over. Growth of what? Cause the food supply is gone. You don't even have food security. Climate's gone. Magnetic layer is gone. It was a good puppet show. Come on. What a puppet show it was. Yeah, cause this is how it goes. Oh well, cry about it, basically. That was like kind of the point. We wanted to see you cry about this shit. I saw some clip earlier today about some like people of Mexican descent, or like the illegal immigrants being cleared out, and like this Walmart has nobody inside that motherfucker. Then there's like the BRICS thing, where those nations are ditching the USD. I mean, nigga, it's over for you. You should never try to puppet master, cause ever. You just shouldn't do it. I mean, nobody intelligent trusts Donald Trump with their money. Nobody, cause intelligent people understand that Elon Musk is retarded. We get this shit. Literally retarded. Look, if he's brilliant to you, it's because you're probably retarded too. Cause Saudi Arabia is like, yeah, we got $600 billion. Huh? Yeah. Exactly. Cause like, who doubts they have that money? Cause nobody doubts they have that shit. I say, if you ask anybody on earth, they'd be like, yeah, Saudi Arabia, they have that shit. Somehow they have more. They probably have like 10 times more than that. Generations of shit, cause that's how Okie dokie. Drink some juice. This is why I put pennies in these companies, cuz. This was obvious, man. You knew this sector won't gonna grow. It was gonna collapse. It was obvious, cuz. You caused like an AI inflation crisis. Where you're like, yeah, we're gonna keep making these and blah 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 blah. And of course it's going backfire, cuz. It's gonna blow up in your face. It's gonna cause a blackout in the industry. It's going black out. It's not sustainable. It never was. They're like, yeah, y'all, let's just keep printing dollar bills off, and this shit will never backfire on us. They're like, nah, keep printing them. Oversaturated with some shit that people don't need. You're like, but Gen Z, like, well, you know, most of us aren't Gen Z, man. The majority of us are not Gen Z, cut. Look, y'all, you might as well just stay there. There's no point in going nowhere, man. You leave, nigga, you ain't coming back. I'm like, why'd you even keep hostages, cuz? You should've just killed them niggas. I don't care about that shit. Yeah, cause Elon Musk was like, Zig Heil, nigga. Double time, double Ziggy. He said, hey, cuz, let's bomb London. Zig Heil. He said, U-boats whole. He said U-boats and Red Barons and bombing London. Elon Musk was like, let's steal some art from Europe. Let's just steal some European art. The African guy. Crazy so went to hell, even though he's supposed to be pure-hearted. I probably, well, you know, this year I'm kind of like, I should let it rain, because it'll destroy the crops. But then I'm like, man. Yeah, because it'll cause mudslides and shit. This again, really? Nothing about that treasury hack though, huh? Okay, sure. That was a huge deal. Nothing about that. Oh well, man. Here we go, the Chinese one. I was going to bring that up, but I thought it was too soon. Look, alright, here's, I don't know if you want to call it comfort, if it makes you feel any better, right? So, no, like, aliens and shit have infiltrated around here. I mean, nigga, you can't imagine what it's like in China. They're fucking everywhere, cuz. There's a shitload of aliens in China, nigga. They don't have any idea, probably, realistically. Think about how many more there are there than versus here. How easy it is for them to blend in. We've been casually talking about how China has a superior spy network thing, however you want to phrase it, surveillance state, I guess. I don't know, they got better surveillance state, way better. Nigga, China, alright, China's surveillance state is so superior to the United States that they have U.S. citizens begging to keep Chinese surveillance available and open to the public in the United States with shit like TikTok. It's an espionage tool. It's a surveillance tool. I'm not even going to say disguise their social media. Package their social media. That's it. It's a surveillance tool packaged as social media. And people are so like selfish and stupid and shit that they're like, well, you know, what am I going to do if they ban TikTok? Just move to China, nigga. Bye. See ya. And they're like, oh, you know, China doesn't allow the international version of TikTok in China. Like, yeah, I wonder why. Your business on TikTok is like illegal in China. There was never like some, you know, public campaign. None of these media networks were ever like a, you know, just straight up, blatantly trying to like use TikTok as a surveillance tool for espionage. Somebody will say for terrorism. Like, I don't know. When the Chinese motherfuckers compromised the Treasury Department, you didn't talk about it. Well, you lost this war, man. I figure if I wear this fucking stretcher perpetually, I'll get this Star Destroyer shit happening a lot faster. Cause I gotta focus on something other than the pain. Oh, nigga, this shit hurt. It's really not comfortable. It's not supposed to be though. Ow. Oof. Ow. I used to go crazy with this shit and wear like a whole collar on top of it. I'm like, hell nah, nigga, I'm not doing that shit. I'm not fucking doing that. Because some people like to stretch their fucking ears and shit. I like to stretch my genitals. I don't feel bad about talking about this shit. Whatever the fuck is what it is. You go get them to like shoot some fucking shit in your dick. I'm gonna do this the old fashioned way. Cause you know some fuck nigga out there, they're like, you know, your blah 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 isn't that size. Like, well, you know, don't worry about it. You don't have to believe me, cuz. My wives love it though, apparently, and me. Yay me. I'm gonna lay down right here. Of course, all this little like AI bullshit was gonna cause stagnation, cuz. This is from the sector of people that are like, you know, stereotypically unable to produce children. What did you think was gonna happen? They don't even know how to have kids, cuz. What are you talking about? Those quote-unquote tech bros, whatever the fuck you call them niggas don't have kids. They can't even make humans. Everybody knows that shit, cuz. They'll be like ultra turbo virgins, never fucking loved a woman a day in their life. Of course they were gonna make some unsustainable shit. That reality, cuz, like they can never get away from that. That's why they made this shit in the first place. So like, you know, they'll get toppy bot with their like synthetic, you know, vaginal blah blah blah. Or they'll try and get their baby made in a tube or something. They'll try and make a baby in a lab, and this shit's just not gonna work out. You're like, well, what about them? Don't they deserve? Like, apparently not, cuz they didn't try. They made no effort. That is how it works, cuz. They didn't want to treat women like people. And then, you know, right in their face. Hey, why don't you throw up that footage of Elon Musk saluting the survivors. His heart went out to you, I hear. You know he's ready to invest $100 million into opening that motherfucker right back up. He said the Tesla train is gonna be running through. Da 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 da. You know what they never air during these packages where they're like, here's the memorial, you know, the people that went there to shut the shit down. There's never any talking about that. What about the soldiers that like went there and saved them? Cause they didn't like liberate themselves or nothing, right? Who liberated them? Which one is more important? It wasn't like there was some, you know, where they rebelled and freed themselves. That didn't happen, did it? Let's talk about like the real history of this shit, cuz. When were the people in that motherfucker like, yeah, cuz, we're gonna kill all the guards and get the fuck out of here? Cause that shit ain't happen. Ain't that suspicious? Cuz if you pay attention, right, there's no like uplifting story about that shit. It's soldiers moved in and saved their fucking ass. Not like, you know, they did it themselves and liberated themselves from the camp. Don't lie to yourself. This shit's important. Who cares if your feelings are hurt, cuz? That's the problem with you. You don't want to talk about what really happened. They were like, oh, don't worry, little such and such. Don't worry, little Benjamin. Some niggas will come and save us. That's what happened there. They had to wait for niggas to come save them. Over there glitching out. Obama team. King President Obama. Do you mind, cuz? I know it's not the video feed, nigga. You're gonna love this Star Destroyer shit, cuz. Come on. You know I'm not playing it. I really want a Star Destroyer. You know my wife's the Sith Lord, that Sudanese lady. Yeah, I know, Sudan, what a story. Well, my family's from over there, and Mauritania or some bullshit. They call it Atlantis. Change channels. Is what it is, G. Yeah, Microsoft, the least secure operating system maybe in human fucking history. Windows, excuse me, and Microsoft isn't an operating system. I had to correct that. Unsustainable model. I mean, come on, God. You knew this shit. You knew it was going this way. They failed at procreation. That's a telltale sign. They're gonna be like the classic one. Most people, these tech executives and shit, they're like, you know, I don't know, they'll be like they're incels, man. In shows. I'm not trying to tear you down or nothing, just like realistically. You're like, you know, what's a big deal about it? That, like, I don't know, cuz, I mean, you wouldn't exist if people like, you know, yourself were the standard. Where you can't have kids, you wouldn't exist. How about that? That's the point, right? People like yourself don't produce children, so you wouldn't exist. If 50 years, you know, somebody had done the same shit that you're doing now, you wouldn't exist right now. That's the lesson. You're the problem. Alright, it'll be like, you know, okay, so you're one of the tech dudes, you don't have kids, you don't have any plans. What if your father was like that? You wouldn't exist. There you go. Short version. Literally, you just wouldn't exist. You would have never existed. You know, be like, they'll say some, you know, like ego stroke and shit, like they're a genius. Like, no, you're not, cuz you're just a guy that did that shit. Anybody could have done it. There was nothing special about you. You were the one that chose to do it. That is the difference. Let's be matter of fact about it, cuz. Cause somewhere out there, there's somebody that can achieve the same shit that you can, but they chose to do something else. That's it. You're like, you blah 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 blah. What's your point, cuz? They're gonna be like, they did this and this and this and this. They're gonna try and go over what might be considered some complicated explanation to somebody, right? But the notion is that, like, well, you know, if I could understand everything you just told me and I can offer constructive criticism about it, like, what did you do that was actually important where I couldn't have done it my goddamn self? Where we're having a full-fledged conversation about the shit. Nothing. There you go. Like, yeah, I understand everything you just said. I could have done that my goddamn self, huh? Yeah. Exactly. Look at Mark Zuckerberg. Mark Zuckerberg is a great example of this. Where, like, you know, he made Facebook, blah blah blah, he coded this shit. It's not like he's the only person to ever make a platform like such. He's not the only person that can code. He might have been that guy who was willing to, like, you know, be a questionable individual with their integrity about the shit. But there's plenty of people that can do that too. Some people that can do it are like, they just rather not be bothered. They got other more important shit to do. What's more important than, like, Facebook? Somebody will say, I don't know, like, controlling the pharmaceutical sector. I put that Martin Shkreli guy, he's like way higher than Mark Zuckerberg in my book. When he raised the price that, like, that medication, I'm like, well, Mark Zuckerberg don't got the type of spine to do no shit like that. Mark Zuckerberg don't have the spine to do no Shkreli shit. Let's be real about it. Oh, you're like the tech sector. Well, there's the pharmaceutical industry right there. Which one's, like, really, you know, that, like, well, like, that's the cake right there. People don't need a new phone every year, but they need their prescription drugs, don't they? Mark Zuckerberg doesn't control the price of, I don't know, whatever fucking, you know, HIV medicine you need. He doesn't do that. Elon Musk doesn't do that. Jeff Bezos doesn't do that. Bill Gates doesn't do that. None of them do that shit. Who did Luigi, like, go shoot, right? He shot the United Healthcare motherfucker. People care about their healthcare. They're like, this tech shit is like whatever the fuck. They'll let that shit slide all day because, you know, they can't afford their prescriptions or their insurance or blah 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 blah. And you'll say, like, it'll bleed into it, but, you know, it doesn't have to. It's bled into it because you allowed it to. Alright, there's the idea. I don't know, the pharmaceutical industry with the insurance industry and blah blah blah. It could be like, well, you know, you can't get this prescription or these drugs unless you're a member of such and such. Not if you like have a certain amount of money, unless you're a member. And they'll be like, well, you know, our membership such and such is exclusive. We only let in who we want to let in. You can only get this drug or prescription or some shit if we make you a member of whatever the fuck. And they'll be like, you know, well, nobody can afford, like, there's no price associated with it. You have to be a member. Truly privatizing the shit. That if you're not on this member registry, you don't get access to these drugs at all. So nobody can make the argument that, like, well, you know, we can't afford it. You can't buy it. You have to be a member to get it. And what are people going to do? Right? Like, they're not going to say, like, oh, you know, we can't buy it. Like, no, you don't have access to it because you're not a member. And they could make all kinds of where they're like, well, you know, our testing has shown that it's not safe to sell this. That it's only safe to give it to people who we deem worthy of having a membership. Because the risk to the general public is too high, and there's some black market for it, and blah blah blah. Because we don't want there to be a black market, we can't sell it. We can only offer this to members. There you go. You know, maybe they'll do some shit where, like, well, you can buy a membership, but you can't buy this drug. Say, no, you know, for those of you who we don't deem worthy enough to be a member, we have you know, a way to buy a membership. But we're not going to sell you this drug. It's not offered on some black market. There's no discount on it because we don't sell it. We sell memberships though. That's just some theory of it. And it's totally possible to do that shit. What are you talking about? Where somebody's like, you know, well, we developed a cure for this or this or this, and we have a member system. Only members are allowed access to this. To prevent some illegal drug market from, I don't know, booming or developing or whatever word you want to use. And you're like, well, why haven't people done this? Because they're not smart enough to figure that shit out. Because they want to make money for this shit. They want to make money with it. They want to try and generate money. And the membership program, they don't see the money in it. It's not as financially viable. That's what I'd do personally if I had the resources. If I were to make some, like, you know, cure for such and such. I would make a membership system, and then I would immediately take it to the Supreme Court, my goddamn self, to make sure that it's constitutional, so nobody can, like, you know, try and challenge. Because when you, like, develop something, you need to immediately, and make it exclusive, you need to go to the Supreme Court your goddamn self. Is it constitutional what I'm doing? Undisputed. Without question. And we're going to tailor our program until, you know, the framework or the Constitution says that what I'm doing is, like, constitutional. So nobody can challenge this shit. Straight to the Supreme Court. Because why not? If I developed a cure for cancer and I'm like, you can only get this shit with a membership, nigga, I'm going straight to the Supreme Court. Is this constitutional? Give me a framework where it becomes constitutional, where I can keep this membership shit. Who said privatized? Cause exclusive, no membership. The membership ain't exclusive. I guess you could buy one if I offer that. Members, members. Gotta be a member. That's it. Someone's gonna be like, well, this is why I went to the Supreme Court about this. You're gonna have your opinion, and I went straight to the Supreme Court. So, like, your opinion doesn't matter. I would go as far as to, like, challenge myself. I would make the most extreme case against my own idea, the most extreme case possible, and challenge myself in court. Me as an individual versus this company I created, to see what's constitutional, where the limits are. I wonder when they're gonna, like, start bringing up this women's rights thing again, huh? You think it'll be February? Probably. I don't know, there's gonna be some media push where they're like, you know, contraceptive rights, blah blah blah, boop boop boop, to, like, try and take some shit from black people. Realistically, that's usually how it goes. It'll probably be in February. And it's not gonna work this time, because they're gonna be like, you voted for it. Black people sat on the couch so you could cry about it. Got their dictator jacket on. Yeah, asset management head of, I don't know, marketing strategy, AI. There you go. That's where you're going, cut. Ooh. Look out for all the tech people again, right? All the AI developers. It's like, well, what if your parents were, you know, they were just like, hey, fuck having kids. That's the classic one right there. What if your parents did what you were doing, where you just wouldn't exist? Instead of having you, they were like, hey, you know what? One of my sperms is going to have this idea. I might as well do it first. Where your mom is like, you know, one of my eggs is going to drop this idea. I might as well do the shit first. That's how it goes, cut. Your mom's was like, hey, one of my eggs is going to have this crazy idea to, like, you know, try and get rid of people. Let me do this shit first. She's like, let me get these eggs frozen instead. Let me do this shit and just freeze these motherfucking eggs. Your father's like, yeah, you know, one of my sperm, let me get my sperm preserved or something instead of, like, having these kids. I can do this shit, my motherfuckers. So What a great fucking explanation I've given. Yeah, cause some people don't wash their neck. She didn't wash her neck. That's that part that shows your age, your neck. Nothing shows how old you are like your neck. Mature. Let's say mature, not old. How mature. Your maturity level shown in the neck. Old is relative, right? Because if you're not like, I don't know, 100, right? I mean, if you're not 200 years old, you're not old. You're maturing. Yeah, cause Bitcoin's becoming stagnant. It might not be able to go over 100,000. Might not be maintainable. You're like, you know, why? What are you going to do with it? Basically, now that it's reached like 100,000 territory, what can you do with it? What's worth spending it on? What's worth bitcoins? Basically, you trade a bitcoin, cause I mean, like, you kind of gave up some shit. Like, what has equivalent value to Bitcoin? And it's like nothing. You're like, oh, you could buy a house. Like, nigga, that house will burn the fuck down. It'll get flooded. You'll buy a boat or some shit. Boats need maintenance, nigga. Bitcoin ain't gonna burn up. Nobody's gonna be like, yeah, you know, an earthquake happened and, you know, your Bitcoin got destroyed. Like, no, you buy a house or a car or some shit, you're like, yeah, that'll get destroyed. Bitcoin's not like that. It is, what do you do with that shit? What could you possibly spend it on? It's like, you know, justifiable. You got 10 bitcoins, right? That's like maybe $1 million. It's going to depend on where it is. But, you know, it's $1 million, cuz. We're not talking about $1 million. We're talking about 10 bitcoin. 10 bitcoin is worth more than $1 million. You'll use $1 million to try and get 10 bitcoins. That's the reality now. That really is. That's how it's gone. That's what it's turned into. Because that $1 million, you know, Bitcoin can turn into more than that. It's shown the ability to do that. And it could fall off too. But, you know, what's that $1 million worth with this extreme economic uncertainty? Which one's going further? Like, $1 million, $1 million, or 10 bitcoin? And it's 10 bitcoins, cuz. That's reality around here, period. You can't get around that. Cause you can't, the Treasury Department that got hacked can't just print off 10 bitcoins. But they could print off $1 million in 10 seconds. Everybody knows this. right? Like the United States Treasury was hacked, not Bitcoin. Bitcoin didn't get hacked. The U.S. Treasury did. These things matter like a motherfucker. They matter so much more than you want to talk about. It's like, it's shocking. Yeah, China's buying up Africa. Everybody knows that one. And Africa ain't really doing shit about it. Yes, we do. Yeah, they're gonna be like, they're gonna try, I didn't even say try, they're gonna put the squeeze on Donald Trump. Because they're a tool to, like, you know, do all this deregulation. And this shit's going to backfire on these niggas, because this banking shit is plateaued too. The whole shit's plateaued. You're like, how so Chinese, basically. I'm not saying they don't speak Mandarin, but I mean, they're not Chinese. That's it. That's the truth about it. They're not Chinese. Look, cuz, stop trying to copy me, cuz. It's not working. Yeah, I know how to use purple. That doesn't mean, like, copy my shit. Let it go, cut. Get your own fucking color scheme. You know where I got this purple shit, nigga? From fucking Royalty and Barney the fucking dinosaur. Purple is the color of royalty. Traditionally, it's blue and red combined. My favorite color, blue, and my name, red. It's weird there was never like a Pokemon purple. Red was once my favorite color, and I was like, you know, nah. My like series, who really pushed y'all into trying to spit this narrative that this artificial shit was a good idea? You can keep throwing money at it, but it's not going to make the shit profitable, cause it's going to cause stagnation. And look at it, it's already stagnant. They're like, yeah, cuz we need to open up a fucking nuclear facility to power this shit. That's just retarded, man. Let's be real about it. They said, nah, nigga, we need nuclear energy for this bullshit that nobody's gonna use, cuz. What in your life do you really... Alright, so what's the type of shit that the quote-unquote the Gen Z motherfuckers are using AI for, right? To like write a job resume or a paper or some shit? Who can't do that? They're using it to like do their homework. Like, goddamn, you a stupid dumb motherfucker, cuz. Holy shit. Shish. What happens when you can't use that shit? Alright, this was my thing in school. When I would do math, right? So it'd be like, yeah, you can use a calculator. I'm like, nigga, I don't need no motherfucking calculator to do this shit. And you know, my teachers, they knew this shit. Like, there were plenty of times where I'm like, well, I don't need a calculator for this. And then they'll be like, show your work. Like, huh, you know I didn't use a calculator. You saw me not use a calculator and I did this. Some people in our country didn't have the luxury of a calculator going to school. A lot of people didn't have that luxury. They'll say some shit like, you know, back in the 50s, the size of the computer was like a whole fucking, I don't know, it was like the size of an entire room, man. So they'll scale it down. And they'll say, yeah, that little Texas Instrument calculator in your hand has the computing power that like far surpasses these large fucking gigantic computers that were the size of a room. And I'm like, well, I don't need this Texas Instrument to do this like fucking graphing equation, cause I don't need it to do that. So I'm like, how much smarter am I than the fucking supercomputer that was the size of the room, where I don't need the fucking calculator to do this algebra, when I can write this shit down on paper where I don't need the calculator? What does that say about me? You needed a fucking computer the size of a room to do this shit. Nigga, I did this shit in my head. Shh. What are you talking about? People don't appreciate shit like that, cuz. Like, think about this, man. Can you do algebra? Okay. In 1955, they needed a fucking gigantic, like, I don't know, like a 20-foot computer to do algebra problems for them. Think about the intelligence gap. You need to think about that shit, cuz. They needed a calculator to do these algebra problems. Nigga, I did this shit in my head. I didn't even write the numbers down. They're like, solve for blah 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 or blah blah blah. Let me see. They need some like ridiculously just large console. Which, I don't know, like, I can't even say it looks like a modern server rack or none of that shit. It don't look like that. But they're like, yeah, cuz, you know, this computer, this whole room is one computer, and we needed to do this algebra problem. Meanwhile, I'm like, you know, sitting there in class, whatever fucking grade I am, doing this, like, 1955, maybe 1970, who the fuck knows, honestly. I'm doing a fucking algebra problem they had to build a supercomputer for. Explain that shit, cuz. They had to build a supercomputer to do these algebra problems. They needed a whole room. A whole fucking room, like a 30 by 30 room. 30 by 30, nigga. 30 feet by 30 feet for this fucking computer. Maybe 60 by 60. Who the fuck knows? I did this shit in my head. I didn't even write the problem down. I wrote none of the steps down. Did it entirely in my head. Right, like how far do we want to go back, man? Do we want to say 80s? I don't know. They're like, well, you know, in the fucking 80s, like, yeah, this was like some fucking, I don't know, this was like PhD level math, right? Nigga, they teach this shit in middle school, cause 7th graders, maybe 6th graders learn this shit. I don't know. I don't know who they like with the entry level grade for algebra now. I have no fucking idea. I probably could have learned that shit in like the 2nd grade, realistically, if they had taught it to me. They're like, yeah, kids, we're gonna start with fucking algebra or trigonometry, and you know, we'll just work our way down. We'll work our way back. Let's start with calculus, kids. It's what's made available to you. That's it. Excuse me. Could I have mastered calculus in the 3rd grade? Probably, if it was taught to me there. Not that it's like, you know, this fucking crazy shit. Yeah, you know I was gonna go, man. JP Morgan Investment Management Global Market Strategist, AI. That's it. So like, who's this a good idea for? Because the point of this AI shit is to like have machines teach other machines, and like that's just retards reading. This fucking retards reading to retards. Alright, so the classic one is you know, like have the computer try and divide by 0, and they'll try and make up some bullshit. All the retards out there, they'll try and rationalize, you know, like it'll turn into 1 or whatever the fuck. That's usually their like go-to. That something divided by 0 will be 1. Like, no, it's just math don't work like that. That's the point. That's one of those definites in math. Did 0 negate shit? When you divide by 0, it's like the expression for negate. That's why it says error negated. You're like, what about imaginary numbers? They're called imaginary because they're bullshit, cuz. That's why. Because you're not dealing in certainty anymore. You're dealing with imagination. Period. Because somebody else can imagine some crazier bullshit than you easily. Like, you know, divide by 0 says, I'll just negate that. where was this attitude like last year? You're so late to this shit. Yeah, they see Bitcoin hitting this plateau where it's like, you know, it don't have room to grow anymore. They see all them illegal immigrants getting deported, and they're like, well, who's gonna work these fucking jobs? There's a lot of shit behind this. They see their illegal labor force leave the country, and they're like, oh shit, fuck do we do? They're like, oh, you were serious about that? Like, yeah, dude. There go that labor force. Well, what's there? Come on, G. No, I went back. Motherfucker. Where are you gonna show this nigga's job title again? Show their job title again. Come on. Motherfucker, man. Anyway, you know, White House correspondent AI. There you go, cut. I'm not after anybody particularly. It's just like, this is what's happening. NBC White House correspondent AI. NBC senior law enforcement analyst AI. Vice President AI. Defense Secretary AI. President AI. You're like, yeah, it's pretty realistic, ain't it? Sure the fuck is, huh? Getting closer and closer every second. You're like, they'll never, like, yeah, they said niggas would never be free too, but I mean, look at where we are. They said colored children will never go to school with them, and like, look at where we are, cuz. How about that? They said women will never have rights. Look at where we are. They're like, women will never be able to vote. Look at where we are. They said they'll never let Germans into this country. Look at where we are. Them Jews was like, we're never gonna get free from this shit. Look at where we are. They said nobody's never coming to save us. No one's ever, they're never gonna liberate us from this concentration camp. Look at where we are. Japan was like, they're never gonna fucking drop no shit on us, nigga. We could go on and on and on and on and on and on. Well, good for him for having a spine. Finally. It was an act of treason to do the shit in the first place. Alright, I got pee, so I'll be back. I'm not even gonna mute my microphone. Yeah, I am. Maybe I'm not. I'm gonna mute. Told you, man. Oof, I don't care. Let me see. Excuse me. Enlargement techniques got. Like I told you before, you gotta be careful with this shit. End up enlarging the prostate. Get prostate cancer. After 11. Always stream after 11. Well, look, I can't hang out here all day. Alright, the market is open. Not about to keep watching this for like obvious reasons. I got other stuff to stream. God damn, nigga, this stretcher hurt like fuck. The pain. I think I'm like on one of my streets. Nah, I think I wore this for a few days one time. Give it a couple more minutes and then I'm about to do. Me resume my countdown. I'm almost to 200 hours of like traction. Got 13 hours left. I've been wearing this a lot longer, but It's for science code. Is it science? Some doctor somewhere is like, you know, blah 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 blah, or to like get an implant or blah blah blah. And it's like, yeah. No pain, no gain. That's what it seems to be. You know my shit, mate. Like, you ain't gonna believe me. You ain't gonna believe me. You're not obligated or nothing. I learned it from that Mexican dude. I never even tried. I never thought it was safe until I saw the Mexican guy try it. You know, I was like, well, you know, I mean, if he's doing it, I might as well try. I never even considered no shit like wearing weights on my shit. It never really crossed my mind. I was like, I'm gonna just use these rings. We use like weights. So, you know, here we are. I don't know, someone will be like, size don't matter. Like, yeah, that's that lie they keep telling. If it didn't matter, you know, nobody would be selling pills. There wouldn't be a whole industry. Doctors wouldn't be doing surgery on this shit. There you go, right? That's about it. If it don't matter, why is there like an industry for it in the first place? Yep. Why is China trying to push artificial shit when they have billions of people? Explain that one. What's the point of that? What's their end goal for that shit? Again, cause China, just one country, has a larger population than North and South America combined. China is a fifth of the world's population, cause they're 20%. That's 1/5 of all the people on Earth are Chinese in China. We're not talking like all the other places on Earth. 1/5, 20%, 1 out of 5 people on Earth are Chinese, cut. In case you ever like, you know how to be rational, 1 out of 5 people. They're 20%. Right? That's 1 out of 5. 1/5 is 20%. So 1/5 of people are Chinese. 1/5 of people are Indian, and then there's everybody else. Three out of 5 people on Earth are Asian, cut. 3 out of 5. You're like, why is that? Asia, the continent that's sinking the fastest? That one? The sinking continent, Asia. where like I don't. So like the continent with the largest population that's the most likely to drown, where like if Asia sinks, most of the world dies. Most of the world. Those are the numbers right there. That's sheer facts, right? Most of the world. And we're talking about in Asia. We're not saying like the people that immigrated somewhere else. Look, my G, these are like the real facts. Okay, so their one-child policy, they allege that they had like stopped like 500 million Chinese babies from being born. Okay, that's like they stopped the population of the United States from being born. There you go. They were like, if they didn't do the one-child policy, China would have like 500 million more people. That's this country's population. Period. Pay attention to that. Someone's like blah 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 blah. What are you going to do about China, RexParadox? Nothing. They're going to destroy themselves. You seen China's history, cuz? Do you know anything about Chinese history? Chinese history. It's this revolving door of idea. Or like somebody swinging nunchucks around and they keep hitting themselves in the head with shit. That's how it goes to them. That they're going to start swinging some nunchucks and they're going to give themselves brain damage. That's how it goes, cut. Look at Mao Zedong, right? Look at what he did, where he got rid of, the traditional Chinese person. He got rid of all their old people, essentially. And it cost China. It cost them a lot of their culture. Where they'll say some shit like, Chinese culture, or like old Chinese proverb. Yeah, recent Chinese culture, recent Chinese proverb, they said kill all the old people. Not too long ago. That's what they were doing. Pretty recently. Meanwhile, China's making all them synthetic drugs, aren't they? They're pumping that shit all over the world with that fentanyl. That's a Chinese product right there. That might be China's like #1 export. Fentanyl. But they're not going to tell you about that, are they? Yeah. Being neutral. neutral. I'm not being biased. Straight neutrality. They're like, what about opium? Nigga, I talk about that shit all the time. Like, but what about opium? And, you know, the FBI fucking circulated crack into the black community. What else you got, man? How did Asian Americans become wealthy? American Asians off of, like, some niggas back, right? If black people won't go into the nail salon and the hair salon and the liquor store and the Chinese carryout in the American Asian grocery store, they have no wealth. Yeah, they got them fucking uncooked biscuit hands over there. That ain't no glove. Their hand looks like a glove, cut. Yeah, let me see that lower third, Fox. They got them biscuit hands, nigga. They got them Pillsbury hands over there. Yeah, let's see somebody else's hands. Alright, cuz, like, you can say whatever you want about their skin. They don't have biscuit hands, nigga. Da 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 da. No bias. Like, why your face look like that, but like her hands? Why her face or her hands, right? I told you. Infiltration. Yeah, I get it from like a state of like the nation of China. You know, they do what they do in their own interest. But everybody's been infiltrated around here, cuz. You for sure been manipulated. Look at the person on the panel who was just talking. Look at her. Look at her motherfucking ass. You from like a different universe, nigga? Yeah, you go tell the Sudanese Sith Lord lady. Go cry to her about the shit. You blame the Nubian lady, alright? Don't blame me. Yeah, I'm gonna say Nubian. You tell Nubian lady. Go tell them Ethiopians about that shit. Nah, my heritage is from the other side. Over there in Mauritania, allegedly. You need to go talk to East Africa, not West Africa. You talk to Nubian lady. I fired her too. New management. Yep. Nothing suspicious about that. There ain't no fucking gloves, cuz. Can't commit. Lack of commitment. And they got their spy glasses on. Yeah. Spy glasses. Why you think I threw the saturation shit on your cut? Yeah, who would know what to do? It's not how I figured it out. It's what took me so long to apply it. Cause nobody watches this shit, cuz. It's just for me. Shits and giggles. Yes, I've destroyed countless planets and universes and shit. Not a big deal. An infinite amount. That's how shit works around here. It's just nature. Shit gets destroyed, shit gets created. Hey, like Klaus told me, right? Can't trust, don't trust, don't even try it. I was like, okay, I believe you. Dun, 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 dun. Like, yeah, some of y'all, you're putting on a better show than some of the others who like don't even bother. They don't even bother your show with no fucking saturation. Not even trying. Well, alright, there'll be someone that shows up where they're like, they're pale as fuck, and then there'll be somebody that's yellow. You got your ghosts, and then you got like yellow motherfuckers. Where like it looks like they gone through dialysis, like they're radioactive or something. There's some other shades we've seen around here. You saw it, the guy, the Master Duel dude, right? You remember? Master Duel guy. Look like white paint. You have to ask yourself, why was it so easy for them to infiltrate these positions? That's the test. It is not the question. That is the test. And here's the shit, right? They're not all on the same side, cuz. Pay attention to that. All of them motherfuckers are not colluding with each other. So, like, you know, what does this mean? It means that there is some organized effort to control your population. And like everywhere else, it means there's people that aren't on the same side with the shit. They're not on the same page. They're not working together. That they're infiltrators that are in opposition with each other. That somebody came here because somebody else came here. Just basic stuff. Basic war. What's that? Plby, the fry bot? Yep. There you go. There's your job. It's gone. Who's going to be able to afford anything? Who could get a job? This is why I'm like, you know, I'm glad. I'm ultra relieved that people don't watch my streams, because I don't want you to be any wiser, right? That would be a problem for me. If some average motherfucker was watching this shit and they're like, you know, why are their hands that color? Like, oh, you know a little too much about this, don't you? I need you to be oblivious about this shit. Cause I've seen so many of y'all where like, you know, I can always tell. That's the point of this. that, I can tell you apart. You don't blend into me. No. Cause if I didn't know, we'd never catch them, would we? Here's my favorite part. Like, I've never seen. I'm not gonna say that. Ain't too many of y'all that don't cast a shadow. I think that's the lesson. Only a select few of you don't cast a shadow. What can you do about it? Beast the fuck out of me. You don't listen, so I wouldn't tell you in the first place. That's a waste of my breath. Download OBS and I don't know, start fucking searching YouTube with the filter on, with the saturation. That's about all you gotta do. Yeah, some like scale multiple alien operation. Scale, God. To scale, where it's various groups of motherfuckers doing this shit. Pretending to be human. I'm like, hey, cuz, what's the point of pretending around here? Alright, like, here's the one I've never seen. I never seen, like, one of them pretend to be black and their hands are like, oh, they got fucking pale hands, right? Wonder why. Like your little buddy Mace. My answer is like, I got shit to do after this, cuz. Like, hurry up. I don't feel like it. I know for a fact that I don't have to bother explaining to you the varying colors. I say you're fortunate that I'm even like calling all of y'all people. Alright. Be like, that's dehumanized. Like, some of them are clearly not humans. Come on, what are you talking about? They're pretending. You need to understand, cuz this shit's always been happening. life forms from varying origins. Nigga, have you seen number 2? I know you're not talking, man. You forget about number 2, nigga. Oh, let me put number 2 up here. Nah, don't go anywhere. Like you forgot about number, like I didn't marry one. Those people are resisting arrest. Yeah, Sudanese lady, number 2 over there. Huh? Explain that shit. Fuck's going on, huh? Yeah. Maximum saturation. Whoop. Any more questions? I know you didn't forget about number 2. The Nubian lady, allegedly. When they're like, you know, they were visited by some motherfuckers from somewhere else. Like, well, duh, of course they were. Stupid. How long have Sudanese people look like that cut? Forever. Probably. Realistically. Number 2 to the right. On the right side. Alright, number 1. You're gonna have to, you know, you got to do some off-screen shit. Number 2 right here. They didn't make up, nigga. Well, of course I was gonna get my own. What a scale operation. I told you, cuz. Number 2 is the Sith Lord. That's the Sith Lord right there, right? And their mom. The Sith Lord and their mom. And the Sith Lord hates their mom or something like that. Yeah, gee, we ain't even talk about old Ishtar. Yeah, everybody's like, hey, cuz, look at my hands. Said, look, ma, no, look if ma, no hands. Said, look if ma, no hands. This is why I keep the Sith Lord around. Well, none of this shit started happening until after I married the Sith Lord. Cause I've always known, cuz, like a duh. Well, they betrayed the Sith Lord. What was I supposed to do? January 6th, they betrayed the Sith Lord. What did you expect? Excuse me. They said, look if ma, no hands. Any more questions, mate? Oh, didn't think so. This is why I got me a Sith Lord, nigga. So you always have a reference right there. Nah, don't try to blend it now. Don't try to blend in now, Sith Lord. They used to do this shit where their eyes would follow me. Maybe you should go watch their little Disney show, She-Hulk. Go watch the Sith Lord's little slice of life. Look, I know you're not jealous of the Sith Lord, alright? There's no fucking way. I know the Sith Lord ain't making you all self-conscious about how you look. Surely not. I know you're not saying some shit like, you know, blah 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 blah. Hey, cause they were available. They were single. I don't know why you didn't try and get them first. I thought they were beautiful on the inside, but apparently not. When they told me how they like wanted kids like way earlier in our relationship, I was like, well, you know, how is that gonna work? I was like, how are we gonna do that? We were talking about this shit for years. Apparently the Sith Lord is terrible. They can't cook. Like, what the fuck you mean you can't cook? How you gonna have kids and you don't know how to cook? Who's gonna feed them? I mean, I could do it, but like, you know, I gotta do all the fucking cooking? The fuck? Yeah, mate, it's the Sith Lord over there. The shagging Sith Lord. Yeah, you can go see their little Not that they're in charge anymore or nothing. It's your buddy, the Sith Lord. Yeah, good thing I got this fucking color. I mean, not the color correct shit. The fucking chroma key. Didn't even try, cuz. Yup. Isn't it creepy as a motherfucker, cuz? Come on. Every time I have to look at them, I'm like, really? That's what we're doing around here? I'm like, oh, that's how we're doing shit. It's pretty funny, honestly. What a terrible life I have. Nigga, my life's awful. Who would ever believe me? Terrible life. Yeah, old gruesome. The gruesome truesome. Whoop, 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 whoop. Like, nah, nigga, you don't want these problems. You can't afford these problems, nigga. Look at what's happening, cuz. Let's patch this up real quick. Maximum saturation. I think I changed the hue shift, right? Yeah. Hold on, we're gonna get this. Like, oh my gosh, so creepy. I don't know. Saturation. Which way? You know, it'd probably be easier to just make both of them green. I'm kind of blind, man. Like, which one's which, right? Which one's which? Get it? Which one's which? You dig? Which? Humorous. Who's who? Like, I don't know. Beats me. I don't know. Resemblance or, like, you know, identical. Looking identical to me, but I gotta get this hue shift correct. I think this is about right. Look how they're like almost the same height. Just so we're clear about that, right? They're about the same height. Believe it or not. Well, you know, the not Disney version, she's 6 foot. The Disney version is only like slightly taller. The Sith Lord niggas. Big ol'. I'm gonna leave this here. Yeah, who's who? Who's who? Which one's the blooper? It took a lot of work to like get the saturation. Let me refresh this. Is it racist? Is it racist if I say they look the same? I don't know. Maybe. I did the best I could, alright? Like, I didn't even try. I guess that was the point, right? Same eyebrows and everything, nigga. Same nose, same fucking lips. Nigga, you try going home to this shit every day, okay? I fucking dare you. Yeah, go watch their show, cuz. Let me see how you manage. Nah, go watch it. Go out. Have fun with it. You try it. Go find your own, right? Because if you wanted these problems, you would have them, man. Yep. This is that Desi bullshit. That's what they call it. This is that Desi bullshit. Makes me like, man, you know. Sometimes I question what would it have been like if I had married Pakistan. Nah, see old Sudan and Pakistan, they're best friends or some shit. They're best buddies forever. You can go look at it, cuz. Actually, you can look at like Sudanese wedding clothes and like, I don't know, clothes from India. They don't look too different. They did get kicked out of Africa. I mean, similar heritage, not exactly the same. This fucking man. This is a lesson in pain. Look, my G. That's maxed out saturation over there, alright? I can't turn it. I could like add another layer of saturation, but that's maxed out. That's what she actually looks like. But you know, look at y'all, right? You know, you don't look like that. Ooh, this stretcher. Like, ain't nobody called ambulance, but I'm on the stretcher. Yeah, can you believe that's an African woman? Like, whoa. Crazy. Freaky. Yeah, when the African lady is like the most pale person on the whole fucking stream. Shit. Oh. Yeah, Elon Musk was like, what do you mean you got Zelensky there? Cause they're like openly Nazis, nigga. What the fuck? Oh my gosh. Y'all done lost y'all motherfucking minds, man. Meanwhile, I'm not done with you, Turkey. I saw what you did to them Armenians, you whole ass niggas. Blah 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 blah. You've seen Gaza lately, you know, time. Time is like the water cycle, cut. If you did some fucked up shit in the past, or you're going to do it in the future, it's going to get you regardless. It will get you in time, no matter where you are. Your ancestors may have faced hardship because you're an asshole right now. That's how this shit works, cut. Period. These are the rules of time, because people like to, you know, time travel. They like to fuck with time. So time says it's going to fuck with you. That's the lesson. He's not really too much more to go over with that. Look at Japan, right? Look at what Japan did to China. And like, you know, look at their population now. And I'm saying this with like a bunch of Japanese wives, because I'm trying to be neutral about it. Look at the Romans, right? The Romans, they terrorized all kinds of groups of people. God, the Romans terrorized the fuck out of some segment of the world, and you know the shit don't exist anymore. Anyway, Poland, the next stop. for Russian conquest of Europe. Ironically, it was the Russians that were part of this liberation. That's an interesting one. That's a classic, huh? How they try and paint Russia like blah blah blah. Not that Russia never did anything nefarious, but I mean, right? You can easily search this shit up. You can find YouTube videos of it where the Ukrainians are using Nazi symbols with no shame at all. No fucking shame about it. And so when I see that shit, I'm like, well, how are you British people that are still alive from the war? How do you put up with that? Where the Ukrainians would have been the ones, bombing London not too long ago, just yesterday. Yesterday o'clock, the Ukrainians were out there bombing London with Adolf and the boys. Strange. When did shit become so pussy around here? These are the questions. Not really, they're not questions. It's not a secret, cuz. I'm not going to participate in the puppet show because I'm not a part of it. I'm gonna call it out as a critic of the puppet show who's reviewing the shit while it's happening. That's kind of my place with this. Yeah, I'm watching the show happen, giving my meta commentary. Look, I'm telling you, man. If I had married Pakistan, their picture would be right there instead of Sudan, and you see that she looks like Anne Frank, and you'd be like, holy fucking shit. You see they look identical to each other, and you lose your motherfucking mind. This shit would blow your brains out. How's the Pakistani lady look identical to the little German girl? How'd that happen? Explain that to me. Lady from Pakistan looks like well, I'm gonna get the fuck out of here. We're going back to Bloomberg. Good talking all that. I keep seeing these where they're will artificial blah 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 cost people their jobs. That's kind of the point of the shit. What do you mean, will it? It's designed for this purpose. Founder and Chief Investment Officer, AI. What are you talking about, man? It's too late for that. We changed our mind. No, nigga. That's you should have not done it in the first place. You're like, but nobody wants to work. The kid who wants to work when people are like, we're gonna replace you with a fucking artificial blah blah blah. And they're like, well, like how long until they make the artificial CEO or whatever fucking job you have, whatever job in the chain. How long until you're replaced? Till you can't get a job? And it's like, well, the second they get like the artificial janitor, they don't need a CEO anymore. The artificial janitor will be the artificial CEO in a week. Let's be real about it. They're like, Bob's been doing this shit for fucking 30 years. We need to get rid of this motherfucking ass. Let's get an artificial CEO. Let's get an artificial blah 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 blah. It doesn't matter, man. That's the point. You're like, what about China? You know how this shit's gonna go, man. I mean, it's gonna backfire on them. Chinese people don't have no fucking common sense. I am not ashamed to say that shit at all. And the reason that I can totally say it and it's not offensive is because look at what they're doing. What's common sense about artificial, whatever the fuck you want to call this shit in the first place? Nothing. They're like, alright, we're going to get some artificial shit, and like, I don't know, hundreds of millions of people in China are guaranteed to lose their job. I don't know what the Chinese labor force is. Let's say maybe, I don't know. Let me find out. I'll search it up real quick. I'll Google it. Okay, they allege one of them says there's 772.2 million people. So they're like, yeah, we're gonna get this artificial shit to do the job of 800 million people, and then nobody in China has a job anymore. There you go. And because they don't have jobs, no one else on earth is gonna have one. Whoosh. So like China's workforce is like 400,000 more people than that live in the United States. For every person that lives in the United States, there's some Chinese person with a job. Like times 2. There are 2 Chinese people with a job for every US citizen. You do that math cut. China's workforce is twice the population of the United States. Here's the artificial overview, since you love it so much. China's labor force, with an alleged, what the AI says is an approximation of 781 million employees, compared to the United States population, which is allegedly around 330 million people. Their workforce is almost 3. It's 2 times. It's like 2 point, I don't know, like 2.2 times the United States population. You don't have to think about that too hard, cut. China could put everybody in the United States to work, essentially, like twice. They could give everybody 2 jobs. There you go. Now, is it a job you want to work? That's irrelevant. The point is that they have jobs. And so you have to question, how long was the United States market going to be sustainable where all these Chinese people have jobs? The United States literally cannot put a fraction of the people. They couldn't put like half the Chinese workforce and give them jobs, because they couldn't do it. But see, you as a citizen, you have contributed to the Chinese labor force because you don't have a job here. Potentially. Because you don't have 2 jobs. It's like this, G, alright? For the United States to catch up with China, everybody in our country would have to have 3 jobs. Maybe 4, not 2, like 3 to 4. Everyone, cuz. Even toddlers and infants and shit. Little kids would have to have jobs. If we're talking just adults, you probably need like 5 jobs, man. Doing that, like, I don't know. That's a great question. What opportunities are there? I don't know. Could pick up trash. What's wrong with doing that? Need to clean these streets up and shit. Clean the roads. Recycling jobs. Stuff like that. Babysitting. Our community stuff. Community outreach. You're like, you don't want to do it. I do it if they pay me. I pick some fucking trash up on the side of the road if they pay me to do it. Nigga, I can't even get a job at Walmart. Nigga, I got a top secret fucking security clearance, cuz. And I own Walmart. I'm a fucking shareholder. Look, my G, it's like this, right? If you are a citizen in the United States, you need 3 jobs minimum. So China has like, I think it's like 4 times our population. Essentially, you need 4 times. 4 fucking times, cuz. You need 4 jobs. If you don't have 4 jobs, there's no way you can survive in this world. I will save the country. Yeah, I didn't have a sore throat. Like at all. My nose won't run either. I'm always tired. I'm tired of the bullshit. Yeah, I married the Sith Lord. No, that's my wife over there. Yeah. Looking paler than ever. It looks like she's gotten more fucking yellow. Yeah, like I told you, the yellow ones. Yeah, how about that? Look, you knew Donald Trump was going to end up fucking you over. I mean, come on. Who didn't know this shit? Who was like buying that shit? This is why some people shouldn't be allowed to vote, and you know who it is. Who voted for this stupid fucking bullshit, man? Can you have a trade war with China when like they have twice as many people employed as the United States? No. When they have twice as many people employed as the United States population? No, you can't do that. It's not possible. That's what y'all need to start putting up, cuz. Every hour you need to run like the statistics. The shared data on the Chinese workforce numbers, how many people they are who are employed there compared to the population of the United States, where it's like 2.2 times as many Chinese workers as there are people that live in our fucking country. We're not even talking about employed here. And so much like, oh, you know, they work like blah, blah, blah. You're like, they work, don't they? They have jobs. The point is they work. You'll say it's some low, it doesn't matter if it's low skill or not. They got a job. That's a job getting done. Human beings. You're talking about moving to automation where less people here have jobs. Oh my gosh. So when people are like, you know, they left China for blah blah blah, like bullshit, cuz. You ain't leave China for nothing. There won't no lack of opportunities there. Come on. And just add AI to it. Senior Research Fellow AI. You need 3 more jobs, my G. Alright, they just tried to show me one where they're like, you know, some guy, they don't have arms. And they're like, well, what's the future of driving? What about this guy without arms? Like, well, you know, why did your God make them with no arms? Maybe they were like, you know, that guy, he don't need arms for some reason. I mean, I didn't do it. It's just like, that's what it looks like. I'm not being harsh or inconsiderate or nothing. I'm just like looking at the facts. He don't have arms because they were like, he don't get arms. Just period. Got a mouth and shit. He can talk. Seems to be alright. He dress sharp. I ain't take that nigga's arms away, cuz. It wasn't me. I didn't do that. Like, alright, you know, why did Poland get invaded by the Germans? Because Poland didn't do shit to stop them. That's why it happened. Because they didn't do anything about it. They're like, nah, they're just coming over. They're getting all their tanks and shit ready, you know, for a picnic. They're coming over so we can eat lunch together. That's what it was. They said those Germans, they're getting their brand new aircraft that haven't been around too long. Aircraft hadn't even been around for like 30 years at that point. It's fucking really crazy right there. Ain't that weird, cuz? They basically had just made planes, and they're like, yeah, you know what? This shit's gonna look fantastic in war. Nah, this brand new shit we made, nigga, let's just put some bombs on this shit, right? Yeah. They're like, I got it. I got it. What was his name? Wilbur. What were the Wright brothers' names? Orville and Wilbur, right? He's like, yeah, Wilbur, we can't wait till they start putting bombs on these motherfuckers. It's going to look amazing. It's going to go great with the artillery and the vanguard. Think about that shit, cut. Planes are made, they're developed, and they're like immediately circulated into war. Like in no fucking time. Like immediately, cut. Not even 50 years existing. Not even 30 years existing. Like they existed, I don't know, like for like maybe like 8 years. I think they alleged that they like had made the first, was considered by like modern standards a decent airplane in like 1912 or something. World War II is like, dude. If we're gonna go there, I'm pretty sure like planes are what caused World War I in the first place. 1903, my bad. Orville and Wilbur invent the airplane in 1903, allegedly. World War II starts in 1914. 11 years, cut. It takes 11 years for them to be like, hey man, you know what? Let's use this shit for war. On a large scale though. Let's make a bunch of these motherfucking devices for war, baby. We're not talking about blimps, cut. So, you know, Wilbur and Orville, they're like, but what if somebody uses this to, like, you know, bomb London? And they're like, well, that's not our problem, man. Oh, well. What if someone uses our machines to, like, drop a bomb on London? Like, oh, well, niggas, not our problem. Okay, like just shut it down. That's it. There's no upside to this, cuz. There's not even money to be made. There's no profit to make. You got a better chance of just giving people jobs, cuz. Doing what? I don't know, cleaning up trash around here, probably. That's the one. You're like, it's money in big tech. Like, no, it's not, dude. It's plateaued, cuz. It can't go anywhere. It's hit its ceiling. It had a ceiling and it's hit its ceiling. Because they don't have technology on scale with this alien shit. And you know they don't. Because otherwise you'd see everybody's car would be like one of those stereotypical flying saucers. And because we still don't have that shit, it's like, it ain't happening. If the tech shit was going to scale, you already have a Star Destroyer. I wouldn't have to call one in. Huh? Yeah, exactly. watch Elon Musk's little rocket blow up and tell me that it's worth you putting your money in and shit for it to just blow up in your face like that? Alright, well, I'm gonna go get something to eat, man. I mean, nah, see, I was talking to the Sith Lord, my second wife. And we had this conversation about chips. She wanted me to develop computer chips. And I'm like, what the fuck's wrong with you? I know you're a fucking supervillain. That's some Sith Lord fucking shit if I have ever heard it. Look at me. Man, you know your shit's fucked up when they can make video games, nigga. Somebody's like blah blah blah, some stupid retard shit. Like, look at it, it'll work itself out. I leave it alone. I would not try and overcompensate and be like, yeah, you know, we need to try and match their shit. I'd be like, them niggas done over there, cause it's over for them. What happens when they're like, hey, you know, those like 780,000 people when they lose their jobs. Excuse me, those 780 million people, my bad. When like 800 million people in China lose their jobs. Cause that's what they made that shit for, to get rid of their labor force. Clearly, like everybody else, they're trying to get rid of their labor force, cause they don't want them to have jobs either. That's the point of this shit. That's the lesson. They don't want the 800 million people they have working to have jobs. Like the Sith Lord, they were like, get some droids to be soldiers. We don't need soldiers if we got droids. Alright, G, stream's over. I gotta go lay down. This fucking stretching combination I got on hurts tremendously. I gotta go lay down before I go stream more.